One of the beauties of WooCommerce is that it's easily used by small to medium-sized businesses. But one of the challenges these sized businesses face is that they often don't have the budget or resources to do significant UX testing. But don't worry, thankfully we have a gentleman here who's come all the way from the Netherlands to share his tips and secrets on how you can increase your WooCommerce sales without doing a whole lot of UX testing. As I said, he's come all the way from the Netherlands. Please give him all of your love. Welcome him to the stage, Mr. David de Boer.
And gals, it's actually David. That's the part of my name that people get right all the time. It's de Boer, that's the hard part. But no problem. Next time on my birthday or Chris Lima's birthday, then you can get it right. Anyway, hi guys, I'm David. Never mind the last part. And I'm going to tell you how to improve your sales without UX testing, because we've got lazy speakers, and I'm the most lazy because I don't even do testing. I check out what other people are testing, and I use that for my own sites. And I'm going to tell you exactly the same thing that I've been telling other people that are saying the same. I don't have the money, I don't have the time to do testing. So we're going to do a little experiment. I want you to close your eyes. Close your eyes, good. Now, slowly, don't hit anybody. Raise your hand up, not to the sides. If you have, no, put them back down. Raise them if, you get it? If you have never done personas or A/B testing or user experience focus groups, you know, all those things, raise them slowly. Wow, a lot of sinners in the church today. Okay, put them back down. You can open your eyes now. Good. Don't worry. I'm going to take care of you. So stand up. Everybody stand up. Don't worry. Everybody's going to stand up. Good. Take your right hand. Put it here. Oh. I swear that I will eventually, somewhere in the next 80 years, do some UX testing or personas or focus groups. Okay, I swear I will eventually do some UX testing somewhere in my life. Great, now we're going to sing. Sit down. Because basically, I'm lazy and so are you. There's no need in denying it because I've seen all the hands. We haven't seen each other's hands, so you could just tell other people, well, I'm one of the good guys, I do test, but I know if you're a sinner. I've seen it. I didn't close my eyes. Hey. And these things I'm going to tell you, they're easy and they're proven. Easy in the sense that you don't need to test, and that most of the time you can implement these changes. So when you go home after the conference, put it on your list. I can implement these changes. I'm going to do that because they're actionable. A caveman could do it. Well, a very smart caveman could do it. The first one I'm going to talk about, I'm going to confirm everything Joshua just said. Improving the speed of your website is extremely important, and it's also kind of easy. Because if you're still on the hosting account you ordered when you were 16 with a $1 domain, that's not a good idea. So you're going to throw a little money at it, throw a little RAM at it. RAM is always a good thing. Thijs de Valk, another speaker, told me that this morning. Just say RAM at a certain moment and your talk is going to go great. So if you throw $100 or $200 extra against your current hosting account and you go to a specialized WordPress hosting account with your own hoster or another hoster that says they're specialized in WordPress or WooCommerce, that will improve your site speed. You don't have to minify your JavaScript, your CSS. Of course, you should do that also, but we're lazy. So we're just going to move our site from one location to another. But it's important that the hoster says that that's a better location. Otherwise, you're just moving around the site. And the good news is a few of the sponsors, a few of the hosting sponsors here are specialized in WordPress. They're specialized in WooCommerce. So moving your site to a bit more expensive, specialized hosting account will improve speed. And why is this so important? For example, Amazon was testing speed. Google has done this, Bing has done this, and they noticed, Amazon in this case, that if their site was 1 second slower, they lost 10% of sales. And Google saw the same thing. If their site was just a few seconds slower, they lost a lot of people that were using Google to search for things. So improving your site and making sure that you don't get over those 2 seconds when it's loading will improve your sales. You don't even have to think about it. I just told you that it's been tested by the big guys. So us small guys can just follow their lead. Another one, I want you to use this button on your website. There's just one mistake, there's no arrow. So use this button and add an arrow. Well, you don't actually have to use this button. It was tested a lot. This is known as the Belcher button by, I believe it's Perry Belcher. And he was testing and he said, well, this button, it works extremely well, but it's ugly. And ugly buttons work, but we don't want ugly buttons. So what you can do is you don't need to have a button that just doesn't fit within your design, but it shouldn't fit within your design too much. Because what a lot of people do is they have a nice pink site and they're selling beautiful pink socks, for example, and then they have a buy now button, buy my beautiful pink sites, and it's pink because the entire site is pink. That's wrong because people will just see one huge pink site and they don't know what to do because the button is pink. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna find a color that you don't use in your site that's complementary to pink or green or red, and use that color. So it doesn't kill your design. Your design is still nice because those colors work well together, but don't use that color anywhere else. Don't use it in your logo. Ties.com is a great example because if you look on their site, there's one thing that's really a lot larger, and it's the image. I'll get to that later. And the other thing that's big is the add to cart button. Again, they don't have an arrow. That's just a shame. And another thing that's not really great is they've got a red logo, and red, people that test a lot know that red is an eye catcher. So I can imagine a lot of people think, I want to buy this, and they'll press the red logo. Keep that in mind. But apart from the logo, they've got a great button because what you see is that it fits perfectly within their design, but it's one of the only elements on that page that has another color, but it still fits, and it's big. So improving your button is as easy as adding an arrow. I'm going to add that in my slides. I'm going to steal that from you. I don't know where you're sitting, Cindy. And adding an arrow is a good one. And making your button bigger. Just make it bigger. Make it maybe as big as you can make it without it starting to be ugly. And using another color. Just 3 relatively simple changes you can do that have been tested by the big guys a lot, so we don't have to. Well, I said I would get back to the images. By the way, I apologize for my voice. I got a little bit of a cold. I was worried about it at first, but now I've got this sexy Barry White thing going on. Yeah, I see you guys. And, but if it's a bit irritating, it's the cold, I can't help it. Blame KLM because it's I'm not even sure if they call it that. I'm going to start calling it the airplane cold. It's the cold you get when you get on an airplane. Anyway, back to the slides. 3, bigger, better images. The great thing is, most of the time, you already have big images. You're just not using them. You should start using them. Having bigger and better images on your site is an extremely effective way to improve your sales. It's been tested a lot of times. And a great example is Zappos. This is maybe the best example I could find. Maybe the best example out there, because you've got this great, big, gorgeous image of what exactly? Of the thing you're thinking of buying. What's the most important thing on this page? That shoe. So what should be the biggest thing on this page? A gorgeous image of the shoe. They're doing it right. And if you are getting big images, because most images now are what? 3,000 by 3,000 pixels, and you're cutting them and making them smaller and 1 million kinds of thumbnails that you have to regenerate every time. Well, remember that the core image, the biggest image, should be big enough. So don't make them too small, and make sure there is an option to see the image in a large setting. And the other thing is, if they're not good enough, if they're, for example, the lighting isn't great, go back, create new images, because images is one of the most important things that you can do in your store or your customer store. Then, within continuing with images, moving images, is video. Video works extremely well. I'm going to give you an example immediately. Ice.com, they don't sell ice, they sell diamonds. Logic, right? And Ice.com, they started adding videos about necklaces, rings, and other jewelry. And when they did that, they noticed a 250% increase in sales, 250%. And you are like, I'm seeing you guys, and you're like, well, I can't hire Michael Bay to add explosions. Well, they didn't. You don't need to have these great Emmy Award-winning videos to win with video. Testing has shown that shorter videos actually work better. 60 seconds is enough. And they need to be useful, not necessarily extremely beautiful or with a lot of explosions. If it's useful, if it's yourself wearing a nice tie and showing the product and telling something about the product, that works extremely well. So video, you can even use your iPhone because it's good enough nowadays. Then, remove fields. Does anybody know what that company name field costs? What is that one field? What does it cost? $12 million. Expedia, everybody know Expedia? They do plane tickets and hotels. They had a company name field and they removed it, after testing of course, and after that they noticed that they gained $12 million in the first year because they removed one field, one tiny field. So we're going to turn this around because most of the time it's like, well, what fields do we need? Well, maybe we want to call people in the future. Maybe we want to know what their age is, stuff like that. So we'll just add all the fields. We'll add 26 fields. And when we've done that, add a few more. We're going to turn it around. We're going to start with zip, with 0. We're going to start with email, the only field you really need. And then maybe shipping details and stuff like that. And I want you to get into your site and remove any and all fields that you don't really need. Really need. There should be a pain if you remove a field. If you don't feel that pain, then that field should get out of there. Because removing fields in your contact form, in your checkout, in your any field, newsletter subscription, removing fields will improve your sales. It's been testing time and time again. Everybody hates taxes. Why? Because they're taxes, okay? And 2, because you have to enter details into a lot of fields, and people hate forms, they hate fields. So remove any field you don't really need. That's the $12 million field. Remember that. Then the ninja check. The guest checkout. Sneaky little ninjas, always trying to change my slides, but in this case they're right. You want your customer to feel like a ninja when they're going through your checkout. They should be calling you, whoa, did I just order this product? Because I was looking at it and bam, suddenly I got an email, whoa, it's cold. It's about perception. People should have the idea, I'm going to put the phone away now. People should have the idea that they don't have to do anything to order your product. So I'm going to give you a great example. A large retailer, they wanted to stay anonymous and not tell them who they are, but it's probably Amazon. A large retailer, they changed a button from register to continue. They didn't change anything technically. They didn't change the checkout. They just changed the label of the button from register to continue. Bam, 300 million extra in the first year. That's why I think it's Amazon, because there are not a lot of retailers that big. So that's easy, right? You just change the wording in your checkout, the wording on a button, and they got 300 million extra. So your checkout should feel like a ninja checkout. Actually, feel free to use it within WooCommerce because it fits within your brand. The ninja checkout. Make sure you enable guest checkout. That's actually a default option of WooCommerce. And make sure that you remove anything that might give people the idea that they have to do something. Enter a password, for example, big no-no. They should be flying through the checkout. So make sure when you're testing it that it feels like flying to you. Free shipping, you've heard about this one. And the problem with free shipping is sometimes it's kind of hard to implement because the company you ship with should also offer something that's interesting for you, so you can change it a bit and then offer it as a free shipping. Sometimes it's just not easy for a company to offer free shipping. But I'm trying to convince you again, because you've heard this before, free shipping is extremely important. I'll add another percentage because I think the percentage Cindy used was 95% or 96% of people will buy quicker if you have free shipping. I'll add 44% of people will drop out of your checkout if you don't have free shipping. So this is a big, big one. 50%, more than 50% of the largest retailers are offering free shipping now. So if you're not in the club, and people are getting used to it. So you should be implementing free shipping yourself. And I know it can be difficult. It depends on your products and how you want to ship them. But it's even possible to game the system a bit. So instead of adding just free shipping, you'll add free shipping within 7 days. It's perceived. People think, hey, they're cool, they got free shipping, but it's 7 days. Oh man, I don't want to wait 7 days. So I'll choose for the express option, which will ship tomorrow. You can do things like that. So you have to get creative if it's hard for you to implement free shipping because of any reasons, but you need to implement it. That's like, in Dutch we would say, it's a head above water, because it's clear if you're looking on the ocean, you see that, hey, there's somebody swimming there. You need free shipping. And find a way, be creative, because you guys are all creative. You're creating stuff. Find a way to get this working. Call me maybe. Most of the time, you already have a phone number on your website, but it's hidden on your contact page, or maybe in your footer somewhere. Move it, or copy it and have it on multiple locations, to a more prominent location, preferably somewhere in the header. It doesn't have to be enormous, because of course your logo should maybe be bigger than a phone number, than a set of digits. But adding a phone number or a live chat or any way to get in touch, and especially showing people that they can get in touch with you relatively easy because you're showing your phone number, this increases sales. And I've seen cases where it's been tested where sales improve with just by adding the phone number prominently on the site, improve by 1.2% to 20% by moving a number that you already have. You already have a phone number on your website, but just add it somewhere more prominently. Works extremely well. And except for phone numbers, I already mentioned, live chats, your Skype, details like that. People want to know that you're a cool guy, that you're transparent, that if there is an issue or there is a question, they can contact you. And I see you thinking again, yeah, but then I'm going to get 100 million calls every single day. Well, my first reply would be, that's great, because a calling customer is a buying customer. And the second thing would be, no, research has shown that you will get more sales than you will get more calls. So a phone number does mean more sales. It doesn't mean more calls. So it's almost like free sales that you get extra. Number 9, lucky number 9, improve trust. This, again, is a pretty easy one. The stupid thing is that if you add seals or logos, that will improve sales. And you have a few different kinds of logos. You have, for example, the secured by McAfee, or the McAfee seal. Seals like that, they work extremely well, and you can get them between $200 and $2,000. And yeah, you could look at that if you want to, but I'm lazy, and I'm also cheap, so I'm going to steal that again also. You don't even need to get the secured by McAfee seal, or the our payments, our PCE compliance seal, all kinds of seals like that. If you add the logo of the payment method you are already offering, that will improve trust. For example, if you're offering PayPal or MasterCard or Visa, which most of us are, because those are important payment methods, if you add a MasterCard logo or a Visa logo, that will improve trust. It's been tested multiple times. So it's an easy way because it doesn't cost anything, and all you have to do is get a nice looking logo. And really, if you Google a MasterCard icon, a MasterCard logo, well, you can spend 3 days on browsing through the different options. Add them, find a nice stylish one, add them somewhere prominently on your site, bam, improved trust, improved sales. Anybody know this guy? It's Wreck-It Ralph from the game Wreck-It. No, it's not the game Wreck-It Ralph. You should be paying attention. It's Wreck-It Ralph from the game Fix-It Felix Jr. The game's called after Fix-It Felix and not Wreck-It Ralph. This is Wreck-It Ralph. It's a recent Disney movie. And he wants to get a medal, but he's a bad guy, so he can't get a medal. So he goes through all hoops to eventually get a medal. And why does he want a medal? Does he want a medal because he thinks it's shiny? Well, a little bit, but the primary reason is that if he's wearing a medal, other people will see that he's not that bad. He's actually also kind of a cool guy, actually also kind of a good guy, a nice guy. And that's what you can do with reviews. It's proof, social proof, that somebody else said, hey, you did something good, like those guys on the back there. You did something great, and we're going to give you a medal. And other people will go, hey, you got a medal. I don't know any people that go into a store and buy a medal to wear it themselves. Well, if you do, it's a bit strange because you earn a medal, you don't buy one. Now you know. And adding reviews to your site has the same effect. It shows other people, hey, there was somebody in the same shoes that wanted to buy this product or order this service, and he was happy. He even sent them an email or something about it, and then they went and put that email on the site. So this is cool. And those reviews can be static because you can put them on dynamically and use Trustpilot and all kinds of services. But start with static reviews. If you get a good email, just add it on the site, put a little picture there, and it will improve your sales. Well, actually, those are the 10 tips I can give you today. And all you need to do today is remember that, that you can do these improvements without testing. And when you get home, find my slides on my Twitter. That's at the bottom there. And you can start working right away. Go earn yourself some gold coins. Thank you.